Hello, friends.
Hi. Look at us. We're live.
We're live.
We've had some technical difficulties like every month. I know.
Yeah.
But
this time it was on my end, which it usually isn't.
Well, Amanda almost
had she figured it out.
Yeah.
She
it just was like trying to make us believe that there will be an issue later on.
I was so annoyed. I turned it on, black screen, cursor moving around, nothing to click on though. And I was like, I can't.
Here we go.
Help me.
I wasn't even in the right
the right
layout. It's fine. It's fine.
The title says what this is.
Yeah. I have such specific layouts. I spent so much time on them.
It's up now, so it's fine. It's fine.
Listen,
it's cool.
I was just telling them that I've been having a bit of a week. So I
think we all have, so it's fine.
I feel like all of us been having like a bit of a year collectively.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just as a unit, as a
society,
humankind.
Yeah,
as like a humankind, we've been having like a bit of a year this year.
A little bit.
So, pre-warning to everyone watching, there is no, due to the aforementioned technological difficulties, there is no dice cam this week.
So Natalia is going to tell us what rolls.
I do have the dice tower. My purple dice that we used last month. I didn't switch them out.
She's going to only tell us exactly what's on the dice.
I am a very honest person. I am a very honest person. They can assure you I sometimes tell the truth even when it does not benefit me in any way to do so. So let me get rid of these cords.
Also, I think I speak for both Natalia and myself. Our memories are not good enough to like.
I'm not good enough to lie. Right? No. Like, listen, I don't. People tell me something, and then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, what? What are we talking
about?
The amount of times that like I will just ask my husband the same question throughout the day, and he's like, "Honey, you already asked me this." I'm like, "Did I?" Interesting. So I don't have the wherewithal to keep track of lies in my life, so I've decided just to tell the truth. It's easier. But otherwise, it should be a relatively normal show. There's only the three of us this week. This guy's dealing with some family things. So we would like to let her do that. Oh, I didn't announce this on Discord. 1 second. Woo!
Okay.
The problem is Sky's the one of us who remembers things. And she usually
the three of us are sharing a brain cell, and Sky's got the other one. And
And so I'm in charge of like announcing things on Blue Sky and Discord, and your girl been dropping the ball, but I've been doing my best.
Fine.
But anyway, here we are, finally, yet again, another monthly installment of Roll for Drama. We're doing it a little earlier in the month. This month, we may continue this. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see.
Depends on availability and all that. And for anyone who this might be your first time, you've accidentally clicked this for some reason. You saw dice and were like, "Oh, this must be D&D." No, not quite. So this is a series that we do based upon a TikToker whom I know Jesse and I at least enjoyed back during lockdown.
Yes. I saw them the other day pop up on my feed too.
Nice.
Like,
called Adventures in Ardia, who was, I think, like a D&D TikToker before lockdowns happened. But during lockdowns, created the greatest series that I tuned in for every single day, which was Roll for Sandwich, whereupon he would have a series of lists with sandwich ingredients. Like he would start with like bread, and then like main protein, and then sauces and whatever. And would roll a dice and create either incredible or incredibly cursed sandwiches. And a little thing that we used to do on the podcast was we would basically like do a little fan fiction hour where we would just create a new drama with actors we were into at the time. And so we decided to marry those two things to create Roll for Drama, where we roll dice and create some of the world's greatest K-dramas that do not exist, but really should. And last month, we had quite a banger. It was called Double Crossed. It was a 12-episode, like, military, historical lesbian drama, starring Moon Ga-young and Chae Soo-bin. Chae Soo-bin was a doctor who accidentally cross-dressed to get out of a sticky situation, and then found herself the official doctor of one of the many princes, who is also cross-dressing as a woman to keep his identity secret, as his main bodyguard brings him across the country to inherit the throne. But the bodyguard is also cross-dressed as a man. It was a triple cross-dress situation.
What a classic K-drama that was.
It was really classic.
It was really good. The prince was played by Park Seo-joon. They befriended a lovely, also cross-dressed Gi-sang, played by my mind just went totally blank. Jo Kwon, thank you, who was teaching him how to be the best woman he could be. It was a comedy. It was a drama. It had everything.
It had amnesia, noble idiocy, pancake kisses, back hubs, locked in a room. It had
everything. It was some of our finest work. To be honest, I liked it so much. There's been a few that we've had that, like, I really think stand out. This was one of them. The one where they were in the town of all demons. That was a good one. Definitely the daily drama sci-fi gay one was some of our finest work. I think that was like our first episode. So, like, we really have had a lot of good roles in the past. But we're now on, what is this, episode 20? Are we? Is that?
I think 20. I think that's what you posted.
Yeah, episode 20. Yeah. We're on episode 20 of this incredible. It's wild because, like,
that's almost 2 years worth of these, because we only do it once a month.
Yeah, we do it once a month. Like, and we have, like, missed a few months because of, like, you know, scheduling stuff. So like, it's literally we've been doing this a while.
Yeah,
and I think we've really perfected the craft of coming up with good fan fiction prompts. And to be honest, if any of y'all want to write these into fan fiction, please do and send it to us.
Yeah, you just have to send it to us. We have to be able to read it.
Blanket permission to take these plots and make your own fanfics, but you have to then link them to us. That if I am on AO3 a lot, and if I find one of our dramas on AO3 and y'all haven't at least sent me a link somewhere,
we're calling you out.
We're gonna put you on blast, and we don't normally do that, but like we will. Also, you can like make it gayer. We do make it pretty gay, but like I know what the AO3 is like. Make it as gay and smutty as you like. We do not care. I'll read it anyway and enjoy it. Regardless. And if English isn't your first language, you know I want to read that shit. That's going to be the greatest thing. That's going to be the greatest story ever written, okay?
I love it because someone could take one of our stories and like focus in on a ship that we didn't even make. That's the beauty of fanfic.
We're just like the little side character. So the way that this works for anyone who's still down to clown with this is I have a hastily made that we've been using for 2 years now, PowerPoint that has all of our choices on them. And we roll a dice and we pick one. So, ladies, shall we get into this?
We shall.
Let's go.
Okay. First up, I accidentally muted myself. Sorry. First up, the technology is real. First up, we got a D8. Okay, we got the D8. All right, we're picking what type of show we're doing today.
Okay.
3. Web drama.
We do web drama.
We have had some fun web dramas.
We have
in the past. We get web dramas a lot.
We
That's
do.
okay.
But you know what? Web dramas are like in right now. So
web dramas are so in. I was like really hoping that we'd get number 7 finally, one of the new ones, but It's okay. It's okay.
Fine.
It's okay. Next. You're not next. It's not. Next. It legitimately is not moving. Oh my god. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Listen, this is okay. Something I'm gonna stick this up here while I okay.
Oh, slide sharing joined.
There we go. Okay. I apparently just needed to re-upload the slideshow for some reason. Next up, we got a D12. Is this my D12? It is. We're finding out where we're setting this. You'll notice that we picked the setting before we picked the genre, which has led to some creative storytelling choices.
That's very true.
In the past.
Yeah.
So let's see where we're setting this. Oh,
we like some challenge, you know? This can't be easy. Like, it'd be boring if it was easy.
Guys, we may have gotten our favorite option. We got number 7. It's another small town drama, my friend. Okay, so web drama, small town. I'm writing this all down. Usually Sky takes all
down. Okay, I'll write it for you.
Okay. Amanda will write it and then cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Now we have to roll 2 times on the old D20. D20. To find out what genre we're doing today. So let's find out.
Okay.
The first is 9. It's a thriller. Ooh.
Thriller. Okay. Which works out really well.
All right. 19 or 20. 19 or 20. 19 or 20. It wasn't. It was 15. It's no, guys. I'm re-rolling. We can't do historical. We've done historical.
No. We just did historical.
Yeah. I'm re-rolling. This is that was a fake roll.
Fake news.
That was 9 again. We can't just do only thriller. Double thriller. 8.
Thriller.
A fantasy thriller.
Fantasy thriller. Okay. All right.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let's see. Who is our leading lady going to be? I have added in Kim Hee-yoon and Go Min-si this week to replace last month's.
Go Min-si.
Yeah. He got a new drama coming out with Kang Han-ol. Kang Han-ol may have also made it to the list this week. Who knows? It could have just been because I went to go find someone and my drama list had a article about their new show. And I was like, well,
there you go.
Easy. Okay. We are going to be doing IU. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
He's so popular these days. Now, who is going to be the fella opposite of IU? All right. We got a lot of good options.
We do.
Good options. 12. Jung Il-woo. Okay.
All right.
Okay. This is, you know what? This is an interesting start. Now, for anyone who also, this might be your first time, I make very questionable overlays to go on this. So just chat about these things that we have so far.
So do we want them, this is like the thing, do we want it to be romance-based? I know it was like technically a genre, but like, we don't have to.
I feel like, I know we don't have to. Listen, I know we don't have to, but I feel like they'd be a good romantic foil with each other.
It could be kind of like a low-key sort of, like
in the background.
Like you get like an X-Files-y kind of thing where like the first couple of seasons, like people are shipping them, but and there's a little flirtatious banter, but like not really a romance,
And meanwhile, I'm like, I ship it. I'd be down for this romance. I'm here for it.
If it was an American show around season 7, they'd like get married and then all of the chemistry would fall off. Like, people would be sad.
No, we're so bored with it.
The yearning is what it's all about. You know? But like, to be honest, like I just think they'd be a good like screen couple. This is my personal preference. I'm just
definitely.
I just think they'd be great because like I just feel like they have a lot of good chemistry. So like I'm cool either way because I'm easy to please, but just personally, I'd be into it,
Okay.
I'd be into it. That's all.
Let's see where the vibes take us.
What type? We could think about like right now before we get to other sides is like we can like talk about like what type of small town because we've done some different kind ones and.
I mean,
I think that it will. Yeah, it is a thriller.
It is a thriller.
It is a thriller, a fantasy thriller. But I feel like before we like really settle down on those small town ideas, I think we need to see like what else we got to work into this, because then sometimes that will change.
Sometimes that gives
what
us
we're doing. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's overlay. Upload. There's processes. It's like a 5-step process to upload it too, which is just like, of course it is. Okay, here we go. We got a teeny little overlay. There we go. So we know who we're talking about for anyone who might not be good at names, like none of us are. So, it was pure
like Cinderella and Four Nights, right?
Yeah.
You should know.
Listen. This was a real luck of the draw that I actually knew everyone referenced today. Okay. So we do got to get some tropes in here that'll really help us narrow down what we're getting up to. Okay. First one is 9 again. A sudden serial killer. That is perfect.
It's almost boring in terms of was like probably what we would have done.
We were gonna do that anyway, but you know what? The dice said you're definitely doing it.
Maybe what's going to be sudden about the serial killer is that it's actually one of them.
Oh, like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith sort of situation.
We're like,
wait, okay.
And can
it could be like a Dexter situation.
They're like outsiders to the small town. They come in and just wreak havoc on the town, and nobody can figure it out because they're like, "Oh, that's such a pretty couple."
Oh my god, I'm actually like fucking into it. Okay. Well, let's just see what else we got to work.
We got more tropes going. Okay.
18. Love at first sight. I feel like if we're doing this, that they're both serial killers, but it also has to be fantasy, so we have to keep that in mind. Because they could have like had love at first sight over a murder they were both trying to do.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Or like when they're younger, it's not like a murder, but it's like you're like, yep, that person's gonna become a murderer. Like it's equally bad.
Mm-hmm. Now this is we've just been presented with this final dice roll
what do we
with
get?
a really fun bisexual opportunity here. Okay. And that is 10? we did get 10. We got love triangle /square. Now the one thing that annoys me is when they say something's a love triangle, but it is just a love V. Okay.
I have a suggestion and we'll put it out now because it also like we will figure out other things. But what if they come in and like you're like really want with them being like serial killers and you find out that they're serial killers like throughout the progress. Additionally, then there's another serial killer already at the town, like one of the town residents, and that's the love triangle.
I'm like,
there's like a terrible little there's like a serial killer already.
Yeah, so like
and they come into town and he's like, what the hell?
So like the thriller aspects are like you're like trying to figure it out and like you're like, are they or aren't they? And like signs point to them, but like signs don't point to them. And it's probably because
the other
sometimes it's the other killer and sometimes it's them, or then like sometimes you're just watching the show and thinking that the writers are like messing with you.
Okay, another interesting thing we could do, because here's the thing, as I think that we've learned. Oh, a good comment by Nez here.
One of them is fantasizing about being a serial killer, but the other one is acting out. Oh man, this makes it hard.
That
is pretty good.
A good fantasy.
That would be a good fantasy element.
Like a dream connection or something. So one of them's not a serial killer, but they're dreaming about the serial killings. And then Big.
Okay, I just had sort of like a Dextery idea. Okay.
Right.
Technically, they don't both have to be serial killers.
No.
There will be a third individual that we add to this. We'll figure that out in a second. But what if, like, okay, one of them is in this small town and their life is terrible, okay? And people are, like, really, like, abusive to them, blah, blah, blah. So they're constantly fantasizing about murdering them.
Mm-hmm.
But then we go with the fantasy dream connection where we've got, like, a Dexter-esque serial killer who's like, I'm going to come in and make your dreams come true to make your life better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then they come in, but it also turns out that the sexy villainous serial killer who's already in the town is also trying to do the same thing. So we've got like a double serial killer focused on like one person that they're in love with. And then maybe they become a lovely throuple. Thruples are really hot in J-dramas right now.
They really are.
There's multiple thruples.
There are.
But now, like, if we're doing a love triangle or square, I assume we're doing triangle because it's just easier. We can't have one small town can't possibly have 4 serial killers.
Also, I think like inherently small towns will have a lot of characters, so we don't like need to keep adding. You know, like it's just like there's enough story that we don't need to have 4
we got
competing love lines. Yeah.
So my question now is, we have to roll to find out if this other serial killer is a lady serial killer or a man serial killer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna roll this D8 here. Okay. And odds, fellas, evens, lady.
Okay.
All right.
It was an 8. We got another. We got us a lady.
We got another lady.
Okay.
Now this actually presents a fun idea, because normally in the traditional scope of these sorts of stories, IU would be the one whose life is so shitty and everything bad happens to him, and then he comes in like a white knight serial killer, right? But if he's the one whose life is shitty, and then there's 2 ladies who are coming in to murder people for him, that's a lot more compelling and fun.
It's a lot more fun.
And he can be the Mr. in distress, you know?
Yes.
The dude in distress, as it were. Okay, but you know what this means? That means we gotta find another lady. We gotta find another lady.
Yeah.
Okay. So as with always, when we do a secondary role like this, they don't get removed from the list for next time. This is just, they're just here for some fun.
Yeah.
They can
only get removed if they're a main.
If they're the main, one of the 2 mains. Yeah. We got Gomin C, which I think
oh my god.
She's kind of so perfect good at for this.
This is so perfect.
This is so good.
Oh, no, this is great. And she can come back.
Yes. Let me find like a really appropriate.
You got to get one from like Frog or something.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I don't want one where she looks too haggard. I need one where she looks like she's about to come. Oh, yeah.
No, anytime she's in the hotel talking to what's his face with like Peak. Yes. So, okay, let's while Natalia's like figuring out this picture thing, like the fantasy element of it, how much do we want the fantasy element to be present in this, and like kind of what do we want it to be?
I like the idea of it being something where it is sort of like they're connected in their dreams or something. Like that's but it's like mainly a thriller situation. Like it's mostly about the killing and the
kind of more like
and stuff, but
witchcrafty fantasy, or like I guess maybe like exorcism or like shamanism type fantasy, like not like in that realm. Okay,
I like it.
Yeah,
then we don't have to get too deep in the weeds.
Yeah, like I feel like there's like so much for the story that like we don't need to like focus on like fantasy stuff and like keep on. I think it
and you get that extra bit of thing where like if it's his dreams or if he's having these dreams, he's he's also wondering if, like, am I sleepwalking and killing these people?
Yeah,
like,
we add
sort of a diary or whatever.
Yeah, the psychopath diary, but not funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like psychopath diary without the comedic bits. There could be some comedy. We're not comedy killers here, but like
but like it's not.
It's always nice to have a little bit of comedy in a
life,
thriller,
no matter what,
like,
you know,
makes it lighter for a minute, and then you go dark again, and you're like, whoa.
And I mean, like, we also have the small town, so we do have elements of like standard K-drama tropes.
But this could be like
this could be
like a really, not like a nice small town. This could be like a shitty small town where like people are mean spirited, like an actual small town, not like a fictional small town.
Like also, like I want like less of a small town that like, you know how like a lot of small towns are just like pictured as like low income or like just like they aren't worldly or like they don't like know the, you know, like what city. I don't want that in this small town.
What if this was like
it's just a small town. Like everybody still goes to Seoul every weekend.
What if this was like
it's not
like a small town, but this was like a rich suburb small town.
Yeah, like that level where it's not just like
so it's all like all horrible rich people. This is fun because you feel less bad when people murder horrible. Yes, and so he could be like the illegitimate son.
Yes,
of like some asshat dude. Okay. And so everyone treats him like shit because they all know that he's like the son of the maid, okay, who's dead. Yeah. Obviously, the maid's got to be dead. Otherwise, they would have left.
Like, they cannot be like talking to him.
Yeah. And so like they're really shitty to him. Like everyone's always, he's just constantly like people try to hit him with their cars and shit. Like they just fucking hate this guy. And also like his family hates him because obviously he's evidence that the dad had an affair, right? Which like that's just rich people shit. Get used to it. You know what I mean? Like it's not his fault.
They do that all the time.
And so like, Go Min-see's character could be like, like a psychotic daughter of another family who has like a real fixation on him. And he's been turning her down. And so she does this because she's like, maybe if I kill all the people that make his life miserable, he'll finally turn around and like I can possess
maybe him. Maybe it's like they're like competing businesses or something like that. So like her family would probably be okay if it's in like I'm just trying to get secrets through like infiltrating through him way, like, that sort of thing.
And then IU could be like the distant relative, but she's not really the distant relative because she's psychic.
She comes into town and everybody.
Well, she can't be a distant relative because it gets weird.
Not of him. Of another rich family.
Yes,
because she needs a reason to be there. So like
we can go J-drama and like.
Listen. What if one of the houses is empty because they're on vacation and she poses as right? She's like, oh, I'm the cousin who's coming to look after the house. And everyone's like, knows that this cousin's coming to look after the house. And she knows the
she's just there for a vacation.
Off in the way station.
Yeah. And there could be a scene of the cousin in the back of her trunk that she pulls out in the middle of the night and buries in the garden. Like, ooh, this is psychotic. I love it. Like this is a web drama in the way that like Wave is a web drama. I'm going.
You know what I would like? I'm just thinking about like Jung Ho-woo is, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years older than Go Min-see. Like, what if that's part of the thing there is that she's a little bit younger? He's never really looked at her that way because she was she was younger, right? Like, and so and also didn't see her that way, and she's like, if I kill people for him, he'll know I'm a grown woman.
But also there could be like a little bit of an element that like she's from like a really patriarchal family, and she's the only child, and like they were unable to have more children, or like maybe they have a brother and it died and stuff. And so like her family's also shitty to her. And he was always just so nice to her because he felt bad for this little kid that he knew was in an equally as shitty situation.
Because they hate her because she's going to get everything. And she's not a boy.
Not a boy. But they hate him because he is a boy. And so the dad wants to leave him everything that he's not interested in being left with in his family. And so, we got a lot of.
Maybe his mom, the maid, was like nice to her too. Was like, you know, like, so she's got kind of like a.
But she is a psychopath, you know, like,
So, well, that's like why she doesn't pick on him and pick on, you know, like, because there's always like that one person who was nice to you, so you don't, or whatever, right?
One thing to back up, we didn't roll for how many episodes.
Oh,
we didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I have a D20 here. Okay.
And then
Max
whatever.
20 episodes. Okay. If it's under 4, I'm re-rolling.
Yeah, this is not a 4-parter.
Yeah, this is not this could be like a mini series of like 2-hour episodes.
I mean,
that's how we'll get around.
Solid?
Yeah.
Okay.
10. This is a 10 episode web drama. That's a very respectable amount of episodes. I feel like we could definitely like open on IU's entry to the town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like she's totally like Hotel de Luna type, like level of like
absurd.
She's dressed,
like and dressed, and
but like she has to be dressed in like a dark red dress and on a rainy night. So it's like, so is the dress wet or is it hiding a darker secret? And I want this to be sort of like for the first couple episodes.
I want like the heels to like be clicking and
those
like you hear the rain
with the red seal.
You hear all the atmosphere,
And I feel like for like the first 3 episodes, you as the audience shouldn't know, is she the serial killer or does it just kind of look, I think like,
and then have to, especially with the thriller aspect of this.
Yeah.
Because the thriller also has to be for the audience. It's not just like for the characters.
Yeah. But then there has to be like a scene of him dreaming of getting revenge on these people. And then it happens exactly as he pictured. And he's like, huh? And like he starts, he'll like maybe he's walking into the scene of it happening. And he gets like that, you know, that horrible deja vu where you're like, I've seen this before. Yeah. And then you turn the corner, and instead of when it was in his dream, him doing it, he then sees her doing it. And then is like, oh, shocked Pikachu face. Like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
You know, I always sort of laugh at it. Every time we do one of these, I'm always just like, are we geniuses? So I'm like, no, we just watch a lot of drama. Like,
I mean, like, this has so much potential because, like, with the town being that of like very rich people, it's got that like Makjang like penthouse, one of those where it's like it's a horror in its own like thing because like the people in the town are just as terrible. Well, like honestly,
and probably like IU comes into town looking all fine and you know everyone thinks she's the rich cousin of the family or whatever, so people treat her well. But because she's got these like these dream connections to these other two, she knows these people are crap. She's like lets them be, but she still is looking at them like, I see you being nice to me because I look fancy, but like I also know how y'all.
And I feel like she could also be like staging these murders to make it seem like other people are doing them. So like she could kill 2 people at once and make it seem like they killed each other.
And she's not doing that like to like cover up. She's doing that purely to mess with other people.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a thing that she's like, I don't want like you to suspect it's me. She's doing that to like just mess with people nonstop.
And also like to mess with any potential cops. But the rich people, they tend to keep cops away if they think that it was one of their own doing.
Absolutely.
Because you know, you could have like a family member of Gomen Seas who knows that she's psychotic. And so then automatically assumes that all of these murders are actually her doing the murders. Yeah. And so has been covering up all of the murders that IU has also been doing.
I think it'd be really cool also like to have like there's just like tons of like elements of where like the town people are like getting together and very gossipy and like there's just like all these like rumors and whispers and it's just like they're coming up with like little things or like you like hear like in passing someone talk about, did you hear like they found so like a purse at blah blah blah, and that's all you hear. Like so there's like little like whispers throughout, but it's like all very catty and like nobody's concerned. Really, they're only concerned because like maybe they'll die, but like they're not concerned that someone's like loved one is like missing, or if like someone is missing, they make up the wildest like stories about the rumors. Like it's like very clearly they're probably dead, but like they're like, no, I heard they got pregnant by blah blah blah, and like.
And so they're just like living going getting an abortion or something. And it's just like and we gotta have those like really catty, like rich people dinner scenes where like the women are all drinking tea and saying things that sound so civil. But like
they're like
really nasty.
With like gross and nasty and just like deceiving.
I have been very open with my love of watching nasty fictional people be nasty. So I am all for this. This is so good.
And everybody's like, rich, so it's all like lots of alcohol and lots of like, you know, opulence and stuff. And it's like
what if it's almost like, you know, you said sort of like a suburb of Seoul, like almost like a gated community kind of situation.
Yeah.
So there is just that one, you know, rent-a-cop dude that is like the security or whatever.
He's
not a real cop. So
and it's like really weird because like all these people have all this money that they could be traveling and doing all this sort of stuff, but it's like they are only in this like one area. Like they're like it's their own little world in this area.
It does kind of have vertical web drama energy. I'm not gonna lie. I think I like the rent-a-cop idea because the rent-a-cop could also, like, Jung Il-woo's character could be the only one who's actually nice to him because he's the only one who treats people like people in this. But like all of these things, they all keep happening to the people who are meanest to him.
Yes.
So this rent-a-cop is like, what if it's actually him doing it? Right. And I don't, since he's the only one who seems to be not the worst person.
Maybe he's only nice to me to throw me off the trail, right?
Yeah, and like maybe like the cop is always like mostly like he's like definitely doing favors for everyone else in like terms of like he's very gray in his like morality. He's like, you know, like if someone's gonna do this or like gonna insider trade or whatever, like he doesn't care about that. He's gonna like cover it up. So are like, what if he like gets a lot of like also his like main information from like the servants, the groundskeepers, like all these like the actual people who are like the good people of this.
Yeah, like, and they all talk about how nice this guy is to them. How he's the only one.
Yeah,
because
he's the only one.
Names, talks to them and stuff. Yeah. But it's like, and they're like, you know, it's a shame that all these murders are happening, but like, his life is going to get so much better because these people are gone. And like, do we want this cop to be like young cop who's like trying to get into the police academy? So this is like his job. We want it like retired cop.
I like retired. He's a retired cop who does this now. So he's not terrible at his job, but he's also kind of like
he's jaded.
I don't think he's enough for this.
You know, I know we had him
old. Like I know he just like not academy like.
Listen,
young.
I know that we had him on an episode recently, but you know who's literally the perfect actor to play jaded gray cop? Sun Soo-koo. Sun Soo-koo is pretty much the perfect. I'm a jaded cop who might be gray in my motives. We have had him on several episodes in the past 6 months, though. So sometimes we just have a favorite. You know, it's just
true. But yeah. Well, maybe we should like not for diversity of our. I mean, like who else? Maybe.
I know the dude from Sisyphus. What's his name?
Oh, yeah. And.
I could have spelled Sisyphus right.
I can't spell Sisyphus right.
Jesus Christ. Okay, lawyer. The lawyer. What was the name? It was divorce lawyer. Divorce lawyer Shin.
And stranger.
Divorce attorney Shin. Okay, his name is Cho Sung Woo.
Yeah, like
Cho Sung Woo.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like he would be good. Yeah, he was also that. You know what? I could have probably pulled up Stranger first, but listen,
I did the same thing.
you know.
I think like that, like and like he probably has ties with the like, you know, he's probably also a little bit rich too. Like I feel like he doesn't have to be like a bumbling idiot or like not like
maybe he made a little bit of money from some insider trading,
or maybe he's just like
maybe he was
all of the
correct.
Maybe they're like everybody's giving him money every single time they want like him not to do something or like he'll like go do stuff. Like maybe he like goes and gets like pills for people or like, you know, like that level of like
he's like
not
as long
good.
as it's
so it's
not,
like still like
murder, it's fine.
It's making sure that like you know, if like someone wants to have like an affair with someone else, he's like always their alibi or like, you know, make sure that like people don't know. Like he's not a good person inherently. He just doesn't want people dead. Like that's where he draws the line, you know.
He's just not a terrible. And I don't
think he should be like unintelligent either. Like I think that he should actually be like, oh, maybe I should. Maybe he's just a little bit like
maybe I should.
Like he just like is very like complicit in everything. So he's kind of like not like been super active in like being an investigator.
Real quote unquote real crime. So it hasn't really been a big deal. You know, and now there's murders, and he's like, "Oh, now I have to like take this job seriously."
Just a little light murder. It was just a little light murder. Don't worry about it.
There should be like, I mean, like I think it would be interesting to have like everybody kind of thinks it's this one person, like, and maybe we don't even see it. Like maybe we don't even see them.
Maybe instead of like a con man, it's like there's like a character who basically was like a stock guy who lost a bunch of them a bunch of money.
Yeah. Maybe it's someone who has since or who has since moved out of this place. So there's like that of a like they're like, oh, he's going to
he could be the house that IU moves into. She could be his distant relative, but like she has actually
or the neighbor. Like maybe like that like she's right beside that house. And so like maybe he still or maybe he still comes around because the rest of his family's still there, but he's still the black sheep of the family and he doesn't live in there. So it's always like, oh, he's the, you know,
like he comes and visits and then he leaves and then someone is found.
He comes to visit grandma or whatever, and then
and they're like, it has to be him. Like it has to be because like who else?
Like maybe he went to like jail for insider trading for a little while and now he's out and they're like jail changed him. Like we all know it's like he's doing things. But like there's no evidence, so the police can't get anything on them because he's paid them off. Meanwhile, he's just like, well, grandma, I'll see you next week.
And like, you know what actually would be really funny about it? Like to the viewer, it's like very clear that like he's not the person. Like it's just all them and showing how they only focus on like these really stupid things.
Yeah.
And like everybody's like, there's no way he can't. Like I know this is a fantasy, but
and then they should also like kind of focus on Jung Il-woo's character too, because you know he's the illegitimate. He's not like us.
He's the most black sheep, but still.
But he hasn't done anything.
But he's still rich. Like I think that like is also like that you're like it's the status is like muddled.
But maybe he has money, but he refuses to use his family's money because he hates them so much. Yeah. So he like still works other jobs and like
what if this other guy that we've got, what if they were like friends when they were in school? Like, you know what I mean? Like when they were younger, they were friends. So like there's also kind of that connection where people are like, he's bad. He's been to jail. He keeps coming back into town. And then the people that were just mean to this guy that he used to be friends with showed up dead. So,
but also like, maybe he lost him a bunch of money.
Like,
he lost, he had invested the money that, Jung Il-woo's character had earned on his own and lost it all as well. So like, they're not actually friends anymore.
Right.
I kind of feel like maybe this could be like someone who is like, because he's not going to be like maybe isn't around a lot and it's just like constant like talking about him or like so like he came into town but you never saw it, like the audience doesn't see it, so like maybe this is like a really good time to have like a guest star that's like attached to like like
like a cameo, I don't know
like who do we like attached to one.
Like I'm trying to think of like people around the same age that would be like a good cameo, and it's like Eric Munn would be a good option. They're approximately the same age. He's a good cameo. He's famous. Does the male lead have a best friend? Technically, no. But maybe yes. I feel like no one in their community will befriend him because
they can't.
Everyone hates him.
They're supposed to hate him.
They're supposed to hate him, even though he's like not a bad dude.
But like they're supposed to hate him in like such societal, like it's not even like
because he's beneath them. So I feel like most of his friends will be like the various maids and gardeners and.
What if we had it be
what's his name
from the other one from Cinderella and the Four Knights.
Right?
Just because you'd have like
what's his face?
We already know that they can do frenemy vibes.
Like on Jae-hyun or like
on Jae-hyun. I don't like it. I like it. He's the red herring of this.
And like and this is like fun because you're like, oh, it's the Cinderella Four Knights reunion.
I kind of like the idea, you know, we had sort of said the idea of like IU, it starts with IU coming into town with like a body in the trunk. I like the idea of it ending with the three of them like leaving with a body in the trunk, like, or like the two girls driving off with him in the trunk. He's alive, but they're just like, we just have to get him out of here. Let's go. Like, and they just, you know, but I like that bookending. It leaves it open for, you know, we can make a future one.
Part two.
Part two. Now we're
like here's like another question. Like, are we gonna like have him break bad at any point? Like, is he going to become a killer along with them?
Maybe. Okay, maybe he doesn't. What if we gave him like golden retriever energy, so he just cleans up and does things for them? Maybe like sharpens knives for them or cleans guns, you know, like that. He's just gonna do everything for them, or like makes meals for them when they come back.
Keep your hands clean.
We'll listen, like, but to be honest, there is some real like sex appeal to like. Okay, you know those scenes where it's like they're teaching someone to play golf or something, and they reach around, you know, but it's IU reaching around him to put his hands around a knife, and there's something like, really sexy about that.
It's kind of like how what's his name that was the partner to Gominshi in the other drama, in Glory, his character, how he becomes that kind of like he's like gonna, I mean, like he'll kill for the main lead, but like I don't feel like this guy should kill. I think he's just like gonna do everything else. Like he's not gonna tell anybody. He's fine with it, you know, like he'll just do it all for the girls.
Yeah, and you can have it kind of be like at the very end.
Absolutely. I think we should just solidify that it's the throuple. Like I don't think that they should attack each other or anything. Like I think
I feel like for the first half they should like dance around each other as though it's going to be like a rivalry between these two women. But then they realize
because there aren't women.
We can work together. We can bring some real bisexual energy to
really great like tension moments with them that are just so good.
It's just so bisexual in nature. That you're just like, ooh,
you're like
ooh, ladies, just roll your pant cuffs up. I know what's happening here.
They're not BFFs.
They're not BFFs. Oh no. If they're BFFs, they got a whole lot of. That's changing the nature of what I'm like with my BFFs. That's for sure. I just think that like I don't know why, but the scene of them like making him put his hands around a knife and stab someone really sexual, you know?
Him, like
maybe that's like
teaching him how to protect yourself or how to, you know, you need to know, and you can have like a scene at the end where like the last kill, where he thinks he killed, like he's sort of, you know, the close your eyes and shoot kind of situation. And he's like, I have to help them, and they're like, baby, you were no help. Like,
baby girl, no,
stop. Thank thank you for trying. Go sit down.
Yeah, I just
no,
think
like
there's so much potential here.
Well, it'd also be like really great if there was that scene, especially in the very beginning, because there you can have that toy with, are they going to kill him at this moment or not?
Yeah,
too. But like it also is just like
there's also got to be a lot of like
things.
There's also going to be a lot of really tense like cooking, like rough, like hard cuts to like. You're about to be stabbed, then it's like a rough cut to like chopping up beef or something. You listen, we know all the classics. We know all the classics. This would get 40% ratings.
Absolutely. This is a man. OCN, come back.
Yeah, please.
Right?
Damn you, COVID. Damn you.
Took so much from us.
It just always did. This is like there's like a point in every Roll for Drama episode where I sit here and think to myself, we've done it again. We've come up with the greatest drama ever again.
But
and
hey,
then,
we should do something right now.
We need a twist.
I think we do.
We need to roll for a twist.
Yep. I mean,
all right.
There has to be.
I mean, we've already got some twists going on, so
yeah, but like, and not
the dice haven't had their say. Their dice haven't had their say.
Yeah.
On another plot twist.
You need to give the dice their
literally
voice.
All of these are incredible options.
Yeah, this is going to be really great for us.
Okay. Oh. Oh my.
What'd you get?
I'm gonna let this sing for a moment because this is possibly the funniest one the dice could have chosen. Let me just pull it back up. We got number 3.
Okay.
Dice got jokes. The dice got jokes.
They heard us and they're like, actually.
But also, like, he is the secret child.
Yeah,
that's not so secret anymore.
Yeah. So if we wanted to
but also a second secret child is possibly funnier than anything I've ever thought of in my life.
Yeah.
Another second secret child. You don't listen. You knew about the first secret child.
I mean, it's a rich gated community. They got secret kids running all over this place.
Like I feel like the easiest way and the most classic way to do this is like there must be some like the richest dude in town is like the main nemesis, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course, because he has all the money.
Yes. IU could be his secret child who's just getting a little revenge on the side while she does.
It's like a side like storyline too.
The side story is her not only and he's been shitty to him, so she has double reason.
Yeah.
To be like, fuck this guy.
I like it.
It's been a revenge, a double revenge tale.
Maybe, and like revenge her just like really messing with him. I think honestly, I think it'd be fun to like incorporate a storyline where she doesn't actually kill him, but she does something that will like make his life hell for the rest of his life. So he's like tormented for the rest of his life.
Well, maybe she gets him for the fall for all of these.
Yeah. All right.
And that's them leaving.
So our rent-a-cop, he's like, he's been in this guy's pocket, but like when all the signs start pointing to this guy, he's like, nah, man, that's the line I don't cross, right? And so and it's ironclad. And
then it becomes perfect, like really, really like big outside of their community. So then like all the like things start to crumble within their like, little society, and the cop gets more recognition and like becomes like huge. Like
I have the perfect man to play him. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna pull up a lovely photo. Ooh, I got a perfect photo too.
Okay.
There's a little Mary Claire logo at the bottom. Ignore that. It didn't work. Okay, delete. Okay, let me 1 second. I'll just add him to this.
He
he has a chin. I swear it's the perfect guy. I swear, okay? He's gonna be in black and white because he's in black and white, but I'm adding him. He's gonna be in the middle.
He's the target.
Yeah. Let me just quickly, you know what, now that you've said that,
the killer in action.
Let me just quickly do a little bit of little something.
It's like a guess. Who did she pick? Who knows? I don't.
No, you don't. But trust me, it's the right choice. Let me just I'm just putting a little target behind his head. One second.
But like we'll see if I recognize that chin as well as I thought I did.
Let's do 15. Okay, one second. I'm almost done. I'm just putting a little target.
I'm like trying to like picture someone in my head before it comes out so we can see if I guessed right.
Listen, you're gonna know that this is the right choice. He came immediately to mind.
I have someone in my head, but I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. I got a little stroke going. Okay. Say exporting as PNG.
Come on.
I know. I'm sorry. Listen, I can only move so quickly because I do everything manually. That's right. We're anti-AI here. I would never.
I kind of don't want children here, honestly.
Yeah, no.
This
is
just like away. Past, maybe a little
That's exactly what I was thinking. When I saw this mouth, I was like, I think it's
I know this man. I know
that frowny face.
Yes, Kwon Hae Hyo.
Nice.
He's a perfect villain who's not a villain in real life. He's just as good at playing one. Kim Sun Young. Yes. Oh yeah, Kim Sun Young would definitely be one of the evil women in town for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But he can also play a nice guy that we like, so he can have the veneer of respectability, but just be a total piece of shit. I feel like anyone wandering into the stream right now and seeing this lineup, this rogues gallery, would be like, "What the
really
hell?"
Bright red.
This reverse Halo situation happening. Yes, it's got a lot of meaning behind it because he's evil. It's an evil Halo and also a target.
Yeah. Mean men we love to hate.
And it's you know what? I could see IU being his daughter. Yeah. They don't look so dissimilar that you would be there's no, because sometimes they cast these people as and you're just that is not related to that. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Unlike these Thai BLs I keep watching where they keep getting me. Guys, they keep getting me. I just need a little side note where I'll be watching it and there'll be a younger version of one of the main dudes. And I'm like, wow. They really got, they really, they found the perfect actor. That looks exactly, they got his mannerisms down, looks exactly like him. It's always their younger brother in real life. They just hire these actors with younger brothers who look like them who also act.
And I'm perfect. Genius.
That's how they got me again. This happened twice in recent
but then they'll have a drama about twins and not cast the twins that they have
under. Yeah,
you literally have twins under contract. Why are you doing split screen when you have twins? Just hire the twins.
The only one I understand was not me because there was no way anyone but Gunn could play this.
No. That's true.
But yeah, no, I know exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly. Yes.
And then they do the terrible split screen scenes, and you're like, but
we didn't have to do this.
Anyway.
You have identical twins who work for your company and can act. Why are we doing we know their names. Why are you doing this? Anyway.
So I had this thought while we were waiting for our target to come back. A sort of lighter-ish moment, but at some point he realizes, he finds out that IU is seeing his dreams, and he has been having dreams. Not only he doesn't only have serial killer dreams. He also maybe has been having some sexy dreams. And he's like, "Oh, do you see all my dreams?" And she's like, "Oh, I see all. Oh, I see everything." And he's like, "Oh," and she's like, "I'm not mad about it. Like, I wanted you to know."
No, I'm telling you, there's a lot of opportunity.
There is.
For real sexual tension in here. From literally every angle. We have created the hottest drama that has ever
we really did.
That has ever been conceived. And like, we don't even need to stick a titty in there. It's sexy. It's sexier than most sex scenes with no sex in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Incredible work.
I mean,
welcome for the last bit of this.
Oh no! I love it, and I love our casting. But like, this is 100%. Like, this would actually be a J drama. Like, I could.
Yeah, this is a J drama. 100%.
This is a J drama. 100%. Okay. Since Redham just came in,
J drama remake of a J drama.
Let's catch Redham up to speed since they've come in late. Okay, so our drama today, and for anyone else in the future, we gotta circulate back. So this is a 10-episode web drama, though we've kind of used web drama loosely. It's more of an OTT streaming platform drama, even though that wasn't what we picked in our options. It's set in a gated community of rich people and follows
in like a suburb, like outside of
Seoul. Outside of Seoul. So like a gated suburb, only rich people. And the main character is the illegitimate son of one of the dudes in town. And everyone in town is a piece of shit to him. They all hate him. And so while he is a nice guy, sometimes his anger does get the better of him. And he fantasizes about murdering them, about them all meeting deserved, justified bad ends. But then, a lot of them start meeting murder justified bad ends.
Untimely ends.
Meanwhile, perhaps semi-related, perhaps not. A new woman, a mysterious woman, the cousin of an out-of-town family who's been out of town for a long time, comes to town to keep care of their house, take care of their pets, whatever. And there's some sexual tension there, okay? Much to the chagrin of another woman in town, who is the daughter of one of his father's family friends, who has been trying to get his attention for many years, but he has been turning down as she is a decade younger than him. And he's known her since she was a kid. He's not into that. He's a cool dude, okay? He's not a weirdo. We have another character who's like the local security guard fixer in town, who is a bit of a morally gray situation and who does like this main guy, but is starting to find it really suspicious that everyone who wrongs him is showing up improbably dead. But meanwhile, we've got a red herring of a old friend, a scorned member of the community who lost a bunch of the community members their money. And every time he comes back, he just got out of prison for insider trading. And every time he comes back to the community and then leaves, someone shows up dead. Weird. And then there's a side plot involving the richest guy in town and a daughter he didn't know he had. But mostly we're looking for Makjang. And then, and here's the big reveal of all this. The two ladies that are after this main guy are both serial killers. And IU is also psychic because she's a psychic serial killer. I really buried the lead on that one. And so she's been seeing his dreams and thoughts of murdering people and then doing it for him without
this is her flirting.
This is her flirting. But she's in town to get revenge. She's in town to get revenge on her illegitimate father. Who has treated her mother abominably. And so she's also setting it up so that he takes the fall for her murders. And also the girl that didn't like is also a serial killer. And so the two women form an unlikely sexual tension with each other and him over Moida. And now we need a title.
Yeah, we do need a title.
We do need a title.
It could be just like what the
name of the
like the gated community's name is.
Listen, there's no boobs. No, it's a sexy show, but the sexiness is in like the tensions and the subversion of, traditional tropes and, visual cliches. We don't have to rely on nudity in our world.
No,
there's a lot of sexual tension
smoldering
between, like,
looks between the
stabbing,
two.
There's there's something in the horror world. There's something oddly sexual about a knife stab. Yeah. And then they could, have and they're going to be a throuple. We also decided they're a throuple. So there's probably going to be some really boundary pushing, blood covered 3-way smoochery happening. Just the two of us. That's pretty good. Three of us.
The three of us.
I was thinking something like Knife's Edge. That's a good one. Like
Knife's Edge.
Gated is another one because it's a gated community. We want it to be the mock-jangest of mock-jangs you've ever seen. Yeah. Like, this is going to be, but thriller.
Yeah, this is technically a thriller fantasy per the dice.
Hence, the dice said it had to be a fantasy, hence why she can see his dreams.
That's why we got that. And the dice also said that we had to do the second dairy.
Yeah, and we also needed a love triangle, and we said we're going to make it gated hearts. That's pretty good. I really at the beginning that you missed, I really went hard that this should be a romance in some way.
Yeah.
And then the dice were like, yes,
and the dice said, yes, it should be. You're correct. 100%.
But like also the dice was like, here, you were thinking these two, but I see that and give you this. And you're like, oh.
We were like, that doesn't need romance. Oh, maybe it does need romance.
Is there like
inside of you? Dream Killers was pretty good, but I feel like Dream Killers, it's good, but it's also a little too obvious. We gotta tease. Yeah. We gotta tease it a little. Listen, this isn't a V drama. It's not gonna be called A New Girl Came to Town and Started Killing for Me based on my dreams. Like we gotta be a little more subtle.
I like the idea of it being named after the gated, like whatever the name of the gated community is, but the gated community has a slightly ominous sounding, like the something cliffs or the something, like it like has an oddly like ominous sound to it, but I'm not sure what that would
be. This is always the hardest.
Is there a different?
I'm just like dropping things off my desk.
Yeah.
Excuse me. One second. I just dropped like 50 things. 1 second.
I'm trying to see if there's any like different names. Luxury or like is there like a because we did during this like talk about like how everybody is very much like tied to their wealth, so it could have something with wealth involved. Hidden Secrets Haven, Endless Night. When Dreams Come True. I mean, the When Dreams Come True is kind of fun in a way of like, it's like from the outside, everybody's looking at this like gated community and being like, I want to be them because I want to be rich like them. And like essentially
it could be just, instead of When Dreams Come True, it could just be Dreams Come True.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty good.
could happen too. I think the like dreams come true might like be good because it like
it's subtle.
It's subtle, and then it also like is referring to the thing that you get as soon as you start watching it.
Yeah, your dreams will come true because you will get a bisexual throuple. Hell yeah, like, brother!
Yeah, that's what we wanted.
Signs when you go into like a town or a community or something, and it says like "Welcome to wherever where dreams come true," right? Or your dream. And then so it feels, but then it's like, oh, like you could have that could be kind of the way it opens is like on the rainy dark night where you see the like welcome to where dreams come true, and I use like stabbing somebody near the sign or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's not a dream come true,
or is
for somebody.
But then you find out that it is technically,
and then
I like this. You know what?
This one was a good one.
This one was a good one. But
without fail, we made something that we want to watch now.
We do it every time.
It sounds so sweet and uplifting, but isn't.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun.
This was fun.
Every time we do this, I gotta put this up. Yeah, that's right. Please like and subscribe. We'll be back next month with another roll for drama.
Oh, I think we definitely should do drama or J-drama, honestly.
That's true.
I think we should. I think we should like work on some slides with some J-drama actors and actresses.
Because you know what, Sky and I have these little jokes about these couple actors that always show up in the most unhinged dramas, and we always go, "Oh, it's always at the scene of the crime. He's always at the scene of the crime." This could be that. We could finally do the scene of the crime, and then the next month is June, and you know what that means. It's another installment of the Thai BL roll for drama.
Yeah, nice. Roll for drama gay. Like we all
listen. Okay, the last time we did the Thai BL roll for drama, we came up with we had to do two-parter.
Yeah, we did. That was fun.
It was so good.
It was a lot of fun.
Natural 20, Godzilla's the main character. Natural 20 is we do whatever we want, is what natural 20 means, which usually just means make it gay. I'm gonna be real. So thanks for hanging out with us. We have like a really fun episode coming out on Monday.
We do.
It's Jesse and I really enjoyed ourselves.
We did.
With the episode. And next week's episode, so on Monday we got one, but Jesse and I got something coming out the week after that is very ambitious, is all I have to say.
It's a little unhinged in a way.
It's a little unhinged. We've come up with a possible new concept for an episode idea that we're trying out. Because
we'll see. Listen, if we can do just the two of us, I think it can go for all four.
Okay.
No. We know. Okay, next. We know next month is May. Next month we're gonna do J-drama, and then June we're gonna bring back Thai BL because it's gay month. June is gay month on the Noonas. We get listen.
It's
and just for all of you, for all of you gay month enjoyers at the Noonas, we are bringing BL Santa back for a second year in a row. So I've already given them their dramas. I picked some real winners this time. Is all I have to say. Some real unhinged options for a couple of them, but
I mean, it is, but like,
well.
We're over, we go above and beyond. We do more.
It's every other month is like incidentally, accidentally gay month. Yeah. June is we make a point to make it as gay as possible. Gay month, you know. But anyway, we got some episodes coming up. We got the end of the month live stream at the end of the month to tell you what's coming up in May. And the answer to two of those things is Pit Babe and Next Prince. So, you know how excited.
Someone's a little excited. Just a little.
I do be. I'm not going to apologize at who I will become when those two shows start.
Yeah. Okay. So we definitely, a reminder on some of these, we can do cameos.
Yes. Like the
like crossover events.
Yes.
Like, like the crossover dramas that are so popular right now.
Crossover events.
Crossover countries.
Like for like whatchamacallit, like the Korean remake of Why Are You did have like a Max Nat cameo in it. And Awesome's Love, the newest J-drama version, had Earth Mix as a cameo before their Thai version of Awesome's Love came out. So it was like, it's a fun, we have a lot of good, like the Thai BL couples, they do be out there.
We should do that. Maybe like one day we'll like do a title card of just like different pairings. Yeah. So then we can just throw it in. Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back soonish. And tell your friends to come to next month because we have a lot of good times. We have a lot of good times. And I feel like, we're being really slept on. I feel like our role for drama is really underrated.
Like, not to like be conceited, but like
we're like really fun and stuff, which is why I assume y'all come and hang out with us every month. But like next month, hopefully, I will get the dice cam working again. The worst part is I even did my nails nice so that they would look nice on dice cam. No dice cam. No dice cam.
Listen,
very nice. Yep.
Cute. We always have to have some technical difficulties.
Yeah, if there's no technical difficulties, this is a Noonas stream. It's also why we're on Discord. Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.